Hello, welcome back. So on this video, we're going to be talking about how to use your iPad or iPhone as an additional screen for educational videos that you're going to be making for your class or that you might be making. And so a couple quick things with using the iPad or the iPhone. Again, you cannot start a meeting that will then record on an iPad. So you have to, or an iPhone, you have to start it on your desktop or laptop. So if you are planning on doing a tutorial that has anything to do with your iPad, you are going to need to then kind of port it in. And there's a couple different ways that you can do that, and we're going to talk about a couple today. On the school laptops, there's only one way to do it, and I'm going to be honest, I've not tested it myself. So I'm confident that it will work, but there might be some hiccups in us trying to figure it out. So we are going to all have iPads, so hopefully everybody will be able to do this. Now, if you are using your personal Mac laptop or desktop, there are two ways that you can connect your iPad to act as a screen. So I'm going to go over both, though, again, the one that almost everybody will be able to use is the first option. So there are two ways that we can connect an iPad to a Zoom meeting to use as a screen. One is wired, and that is actually using the lightning cable as the connector, okay? The other is doing it over Airplay, and that's what we have to do if we are going to be on our work computer. You're gonna have to use Airplay. There is a plugin that you will need to do the first time. I have already installed it on my computer, and I'm not tech savvy enough to uninstall it and show you that I'm reinstalling it. So the first time that you try it, make sure that you, if the first time that you need to use your iPad, if you're gonna use it as a video, make sure that you do kind of a dry run where you just start a meeting and do what I'm gonna show you. Because there are some steps that you're going to have to do the first time that you won't ever have to do again, and that includes installing something onto the computer. It takes just a couple minutes, and everybody's permissions on our laptops should allow you to do it, but if you run into any hiccups, let us know, and we'll fix it. So I'm going to kind of defer to the Zoom instructions here because they're clear and they have pictures. So the first thing, if you are using your work computer, you are going to need to use screen mirroring to use your iPad on your device as an extra screen in Zoom. And so this icon is in those share things, the share menu that I'll show you in a second. And so when you're ready, you will share, you will click iPhone or iPad. I'm assuming if you do not have an Apple device that the option to even do a wired one doesn't show up. It probably is the only iPhone or iPad option. If you have a Mac, you will have both. And if you were going to share your audio, like so if you're going to show, say, a video on your iPad, you're going to want to share computer sound, and you're going to do share screen. You will be prompted to do the plugin. But again, you won't have to do that again, hopefully. And then there's gonna be on-screen instructions to connect your device. So you're going to do the control center, so if I've opened up my iPad, the control center, you're gonna swipe up from the top right and then down, and then it opens. It's this guy right here. And you're going to tap screen mirroring, and Zoom will pop up. So again, this is just an example here. And then you would click that. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So again, so here are my options. Should pop up for you in a second here. Maybe not. So it's iPhone or iPad via Airplay. So I'm going to click that. Zoom has popped up. And there we go. So you can actually see it. And you see it there in my control center. And now it's on mine. I won't lead up like you can see it. And so there is my screen. And so I had Jamboard open. So I talked about Jamboard in the last video. So like this is something, I've got my stylus, I've got my Apple Pencil. So, oops. So I can highlight on here on my iPad, and it's a little easier if you do stuff like that on your iPad. But again, I can do a tutorial, so I can show them how to, I don't know, log into Prodigy, and it pops up. So all of this is recording in my video as I'm moving through my iPad. Remember, it does not record anything that's happening outside that you can't see on your little video here or on the iPad. So if you're doing something with your hands down here out of the screen, make sure they can see it, okay? So that's screen mirroring. It's pretty simple. And again, all you have to do the first time is to install that plugin, and then you shouldn't have to deal with it again. And now I've got my iPad as a screen, so I can use a Notes is another whiteboard app that you can use that I talked about before. You can, Notes is cool because you have lines and grids. So you can do a full screen note with and you've got like the ruler and stuff, Notes. So this is something, you know, these are things that you can do with the iPad as a screen. And when we talked about it before, we talked about it in the context of recording your screen and then making a video out of that. But this is all recorded for you while you're talking. You don't need to like go back and do a voiceover or anything like that. This is all kind of a one-stop shop. So that is doing your iPad as a screen via screen mirroring. And again, on the work laptops, it's the only way you can do it. If you have a home iPad, you can also, a home MacBook or MacBook Air, anything like that, you can do the Lightning connection. And you probably know this, but certain Mac computers nowadays don't have USB ports. So if you want to do this, you're going to need to get like the connector or get an adapter like this. So now I'm going to share my screen with a wired connection via cable. And notice that that happened a lot quicker. It happens pretty immediately. It might ask you to trust the computer or put in your code. It does on my phone every single time when I try to share my phone, but on my iPad, it doesn't. I don't know why. But so now again, I've got my iPad and I plugged it into my computer and I'm sharing. Now, I know some of you guys in a meeting situation, it's nice to have the iPads logged in to the meeting. This might be an alternative to that if you are, now I have not used it in that setting, in this context, in this like wired or Airplay situation, but this is a lot less laggy than signing into the meeting on the iPad or the iPhone and then manipulating it, like screen sharing it from that, because there's some extra processes that are going on there. And so that not only is going to add more people to the like getting onto the meeting, but it kind of adds extra steps, and each one of those steps degrades the speed, degrades the sound, degrades the picture. So this is kind of the cleanest way to share your iPad screen, and you could also use it like in class as a way to demonstrate things as well, if you are doing a Zoom meeting that way. And but you just have to be cognizant of the sound. In a meeting, in a video recording situation like that, the sound is going to be coming from the laptop or being recorded from the laptop. So that is how to use your iPad. Now, everything I did with my iPad. If you have an iPhone, we'll do the exact same thing. So you can connect to your iPhone. I'm logged into the meeting, so I'm not going to do it. I don't want to like wig out my phone. But if you, for some reason, need to show something on your phone, pictures or something like that, you could do that easily as well in a Zoom meeting by doing the Airplay and not having to like log into the meeting. You can also do it in a video if there's something in a video that you want to show on your phone. So that's how to connect an iPad or iPhone device to a Zoom meeting. Again, this does not work for Android. So if you have an Android device, you would not be able to do it, but this works for Apple products only. And for the HP laptops that we have at school, you're going to have to do Airplay. You cannot do the wired connection. All right, I'll see you next time. Thanks, bye.